lucky enough to get a corner table right here inside this cafe. Gotta say this right, Monsant. So the reason why this cafe is so popular in the AWOL area, for one, AWOL is where supposedly a lot of Korean celebrities have summer houses here, vacation houses. And this cafe in particular is owned by G-Dragon. I gotta get that right. So for those of you who don't know G-Dragon, I actually know him more about fashion as opposed to being a K-pop star, because he actually dresses very stylishly flamboyant, I have to say. He owns this cafe. It's very hipster. It's such a trendy, it is such a trendy cafe. Really cool interiors. So it's so obvious that everybody just wants to have a piece of him by having either a piece of cake or just to gaze at your reflection out in the mirror that everyone can see from inside. And of course, take a look at beautiful, beautiful coastline. So usually when you think of a beach, you prefer white sands, but here in Jeju, the blacker the better from all the volcanic rock. It actually looks really chic. And from afar, the cafe Monsant, it looks really, really nice. You would never think that it's a cafe. Well, at least I don't think it's a cafe. The architecture is so modern. It's really cool. Huh. and the definition of a true, for me at least, a person who is famous and is seen everywhere, and you can feel like a celebrity too, because you just keep staring at yourself, at your reflection in the mirror outside and not realizing that the whole inside can actually see you doing all your silly, stupid poses. But who cares, right? All for that Instagram shot. So apparently nobody used to really live here, but there was about 50 years ago, a tour guide was saying that a famous celebrity had bought property here. And right after that, everyone, all these different celebrities started to follow suit. Hi! For all you know, they're celebrities. Or, you know, whatever. But anyway, so a lot of other celebrities wanted to do just that. And so this place really became so popular to the point that a lot of locals had decided to fly off because it just became too busy. And then that cafe in the back, apparently one more reason why this place is getting really crowded, because everybody wants to visit that cafe.
Just take me to your paradise. Take me to your paradise, paradise, baby, please.
You know, this place actually reminds me of Pamukkale, which is in Turkey. But instead of it being black, it's all white. And there's like a lot of water deposits right here in the holes. And it's also here where all the mineral deposits that have healing properties. Here, well, then again, salt is a mineral. And when the high tide would come, and then the water would evaporate, and you are left with salt. Voila! Seasoning for pork and beef and life. Best spot in the house. Seeing everybody. That I saw that sun. I'm guessing telling his mom to pose with her back turning towards all the rocks. I think that was really sweet. Had to steal a moment from it, but really nice. Wow, there's so many UNESCO World Heritage Sites here in Jeju. It's so impressive, and people say that there's not much to do here. That is absolute bullshit. 3 full days isn't even enough. So apparently the best time to come to this park is when it's low tide. Right, so it's about lunchtime right now. So it's good if it's low tide so that you're able to see all this and actually walk.
Trying to find, I hope this ain't a lie. Cause I'm vibing with all we have. Yeah, I'm feeling what we are now. I'm laying down on the ground. All I do is thinking out loud. Yeah, I'm vibing with all we have. I'm feeling what we are now. All I do is thinking out loud. Cause I'm running with these emotions, stumbling out of bed. One hell of a roller coaster. You're messing with my head. I'm ending up so clueless.
Alright, here we go. So, venturing another park by myself. Having some alone time by the waterfalls. We're not quite there yet, but this is a pretty walkway. Alright, let's make sure I don't fall.
Thinking about the way we, yeah. 잠시 멈춰서 너와 내 가난 눈말 생각해.
Sometimes when you're touring, doing so many physical activities, you get tired and you just feel drained. And then you just try and give it that one last push to see one more side in the hopes that, or rather knowing that you might never see it again. And then when you take a walk in nature, just as I'm doing now, you realize it actually is, it relaxes you, no matter how tired you are. Alright, there she is. Ah, so pretty. Like being sweet in their photo, and here I am trying not to fall, and here I am being sweet with myself and these waterfalls. Speaking of sweet, it says that these waterfalls in particular is a representation of how the heavens meet the earth. One day I shall meet my Prince Charming, but for now let's meet waterfalls. So it's here at the Green Tea Museum, which is owned by Amore Pacific, which basically owns a skincare brand that we know as, at least the one of the brands that I know is Innisfree. So what I like is, look at this, it's a green tea milk spread. I love all things matcha, well, I guess because of Japan, and it's nice that people get to sample all the different types of teas. They can smell it, because they do say that when you eat, you first eat with your eyes, and of course, and having to smell it makes the experience all so much better. But what I personally love is, apart from trying the green tea, is you can sample here all the Innisfree products, and it's duty free. Tea, skincare, and bonding time with my mom and my sister. Awesome. So I'm so excited because I'm gonna get to go shopping for skincare. It's only as I got older that I really got obsessed with skincare. And and since Innisfree, a lot of its ingredients are sourced from Jeju, and it's also environmentally friendly. So I'm just excited to try it, because usually I'll admit that the brands that I'm more familiar with, that I'm a fan of, are Nature Republic and Skin Food. But knowing that all the ingredients are like, I mean, you're here at the factory basically. So the green tea that they have in Innisfree or Pacific Amora has their own green tea farms to make it not just into tea, but into beauty products as well. So I'm excited. So I really look for good sunblock, and it's nice that they have one that's gel based or water based. So it's still moisturizing, but when you come from a humid country and you use it as a makeup base, it can get really sticky. So perfect. So we were told that when you're recording inside, you need to put your phone in airplane mode, and it's because your battery is going to be really drained. I'm not really sure that the sound was in Korean, but maybe because of the magnetic energy. I'm completely pulling that shit out of my ass right now. But yeah, so there's a big sign to just put your phone on airplane mode so that your battery doesn't get drained. Okay, so I'm inside the cave, and this light is actually helping for me to see. And although I would love to show you guys, but inside, of course it's very uneven, except for the entrance. And the reason why, like the rock formations, they would call it a Hawaiian word, which is aha, 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 aha. Aha, aha. It means that back in the day, you know, they didn't have shoes during all that time of the volcanic activity. So they would be stepping like this and say, hot, 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 hot. That was such a lame explanation, but you guys get the point. And then so there are two types of volcanic formations. So that's the one on the floor, the ha 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 ha, and then right on the walls, which yesterday we saw in the daytime, basically all the rock formations that kind of look like layers and layers and layers of lines. They call it pohui, pohui hui, because it looks like rope, which is another Hawaiian word our guide was saying. I would do a take 2 because that explanation was kind of meh, but I'm so worried of slipping on the floor. So you guys get the point. Aha, aha, hoi, hoi. So I want to show you guys that this is how dark the cave is, because there are still like little spotlights. If you guys are afraid of the dark, not to worry. You just need a flashlight or a selfie light or these little spotlights that we have up here. It's actually kind of nice. There's not a lot of tourists today, so I feel like I have the cave to myself. Great for photos. Look at that right in the back right there. Let me take a photo. Okay. Now the average temperature inside the cave is about 12 to 13 degrees, so it's really refreshing, especially in the summer. The walk. So our tour guide was saying the walk from start to finish is about 2.5 kilometers long, which I think is awesome. It's a great exercise, but for those of you who are not up for that distance, you can just walk a few hundred meters, just check it out, take a few photos, and you're good to go. Now, these caves are basically, they were formed by lava. Let me turn on this light. There we go. So these formations, the whole lava tubes, they were formed by hot molten lava because of all the volcanic activity here in Jeju Island. And the reason why this is a UNESCO World Heritage Site is because other than it being one of the largest lava tubes in the world, it is also here, the Mangjangal lava tube. It is the most well preserved. And in fact, there's so many other caves that we have here in Jeju Island, but they're actually closed to the public just for public safety, because the government just wanted to make sure that just in case anything happens to you, having to rove inside those caves. But this cave in particular, I guess we're good. sturdy as a rock. I got it. I think the reason why they make you turn into airplane mode, really trying to figure this out, is because since we're inside the cave, we're really down below inside the cave, it's kind of hard to get signal. So your phone is just constantly trying and trying and trying to find signal, and because of it, it loses battery. It's getting drained the fuck out. Unless it's in airplane mode, you don't really need it, but you can still use everything else that the phone is functional for. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm not really sure if that was the answer, but I think it sounds correct. What a great way. You take off your shoes. Whoa! And then you just like stay on the floor. But everyone is, of course, would rather stay outside. But it's great. You can lie down. You can just like chill. Or you can stand. Or you can go on a date. Okay, time to get off. It's great that we're actually the first car parked, so we're the first to exit. Wow, the view is just amazing. It reminds me of bananas, actually. All the rock formations. So cool. So now apparently two of the things that are popular to eat here, ooh, that's loud, in Udo Island is orange ice cream and peanut ice cream. Their peanut is different from your regular ice cream because it has such a smaller, it's much smaller in size. So the orange ice cream, which my mom has destroyed by the way, is very tart. It has orange rind. It's almost, it's not very creamy, meaning milky. It's more like a sorbet yogurt in terms of taste. It's very light. It's not too sour. It's a good balance of tart and sweet, which I love. I personally love. I have a very tart palate. And for the peanut ice cream, and my sister's like, but I'm still eating. I know, but I gotta get it before it's melted. So it's really nice because it's got some salty elements to it, like there's a potato chip and rice crackers, so you have sweet, salty, and then crispy, and then creamy. It has ground peanut. In the first take I said grounded peanut, and my mom was like, not grounded, ground. Okay, it's ground peanut, so you can see it right here. I personally really love peanuts, especially the flavor of peanut. And this one is not too overpowering. It's just right. So Joanne, our tour guide, was so nice enough to treat us to this very refreshing dessert after that full seafood lunch we had. Yummy.
We collide, we break down, caving in to our doubts. Faces filled with sadness. When words are said, we'll regret.
I made it. I fucking made it. I fucking made it.
We're never letting go. Said the things we promised not to say, then we break up just to start all over, even though we know.
So apparently, a lot of couples like to come here, speaking of, to have pre-up photo shoots. And behind me is a very, very famous restaurant by the cliff. And apparently this is a restaurant where a lot of guys like to propose, or girls propose. Anyway, there's a lot of proposals that happen in that restaurant. I wonder if they all say yes. I wonder where I'll get proposed to. If I get proposed to. I wonder where I'll get married. For sure I don't want to get married in the Philippines. I've always wanted a destination wedding. I used to think when I was younger I wanted a big, big wedding. Because I think that's what all little girls want, right? That whole fairy tale. And as you get older, you kind of think, I just want the marriage to last. And I just want a small wedding, an intimate one, so you remember every single detail of every person who went, and you can get to talk with every person who came to celebrate. We'll see. Do you see those stairs up there? To go up or not to go up? That is the question. Challenge accepted. This is the second hike I'm doing for today.
빨리 보고 싶어 난 사랑해 좋아해 촌스럽지만 이렇게 고백해 멋은 없어.
I think after that hike and that sunrise peak, I think this is where So when in Jeju, you need to try, at least everyone is so intrigued by the black pig. So it's a specialty here in Jeju. So even if I'm not a meat eater, the fact that what I love about Korean cuisine is that there's so many side dishes. You can just kind of hang out with the people who eat meat and you can just enjoy the kimchi and all the other veggies and just dip them in the different sauces. And you don't even need to order. I was telling my sister that I love how I'm so invested in recording every part of this meal that I'm not partaking in.